Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Young Louisa, because I got pressure like a grip that just won't stop. Like I am full of sinus congestion. I am sick, but Weeb Rabbit's here helping me out.
Hi. Interesting fact. I actually was feeling that whole sinus thing earlier in the week, and I actually just got through with it by the time we started recording, interestingly enough.
Wow, so you heard it here first, people. He gave it to me.
Exactly. I passed
Yeah.
the curse on to Charific.
But no, it's me. I'm back. This is my first time recording in like months. I've been super busy with life.
No, don't tell people that. You gotta keep the kayfabe.
Oh
You gotta
yeah,
be like, this
you're
was recorded a year or two
right.
ago.
I mean, yeah, before Encanto even came out, the movie that I just referenced.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
alrighty, but no, seriously, people. Dude, by the time this comes out, it's gonna like super date this. Oh well, who cares?
Even more in the future.
Yeah. But no, we're here with another Pokemon movie analysis.
Oh, it's been a while.
It has, and this time we're going to be talking about Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction. And don't worry, even though I am sick, I'm gonna try my best to be as charismatic and goofy as I am. But if not, Weeb Rabbit's here to back me up with some info and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
this will be pretty. We'll talk about it later. But honestly, we both considered this a pretty decent movie. Weeb Rabbit especially said that this was the first movie in a while that he enjoyed, which is definitely good. So let's just dive into it. So movie starts out with a group of Carbink. They're out chilling, and then we see Diancie, and she's the princess of the Carbink in this little kingdom. And we see that the head Carbink, sort of like her mentor,
Like an
is
elder or
yeah,
something.
yeah, an elder. Um, which fun fact, I watched this wife with my movie. I watched this movie with my wife, and she called them strawberries, like gray strawberries. Which I'm like, okay, that's not what they are, but sure.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
But he's talking to her, saying that, oh, one day you're gonna have to make us a new heart diamond because this one is gonna run out of energy, and without the heart diamond, our kingdom will fall. And then Diance is like, no, I don't think that'll happen. Like
See, look at it. She said, just look at it. It looks super powerful. It's fine.
yeah, because for reasons we'll find out later. But it's kind of hinted that she hasn't really mastered her power yet. And after that little prologue, we jump into Ash and his group. He's in a whole new city this time, and as usual, it starts out with a battle. And
Oh,
Ash
and only
actually,
that, but this is the first of a new season.
oh
So he has new
yes,
friends this time too.
yes. This is the first movie of Generation 6 that
X and
corresponds
Y.
with the games X and Y. In fact, the series
He
is also called X
finally
and Y.
ditched. He finally ditched Iris and Cillian, whatever his name
Yes,
was.
Silent
Oh,
and
they were so
Iris are
boring. I
gone.
hated them. He's
Yes.
finally. Honestly, I like Serena, Clement, and Bonnie. They're a little more interesting. They're a little more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, they have better chemistry with Ash to it, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
he's chilling out with them, battling, and Ash actually loses because of the power of Mega Evolution. And as usual, he's surprised by it. It's still new to him. It's the big gimmick of Gen 6. After the battle, Pikachu hears some commotion and runs off, and we see that what looks like a ninja with a Greninja, get it, and a witch-looking lady with a Delphox. I don't have a pun for that. They're attacking Diancie.
She's a foxy lady.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, and Ash, being his usual self, just runs in head first and just assumes that they're the villains. Like Diancie could have been evil for all he knew. Like they could have had a
Right?
legitimate reason for attacking him, but no. All Pokemon have got to be good. But yeah, no. And he creates a diversion and runs off with Diancie. He introduces Diancie to the group. They all have fun. We find out Diancie can use telepathy, which is just a thing at this point. All legendary Pokemon can just use telepathy in these movies
And talk
now.
and all that. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which does help them get some more personification. Um, but after that, Team Rocket actually steals the Pokemon successfully. They see Diancie, finds out she can make diamonds. Like, yo, I want that. So they steal Diancie, take her to a clock tower, and is like, yo, make us some diamonds. Diancie's like, oh, that's all you want? Here you go. Makes a bunch of diamonds for them, and then just leaves as they're just like swimming in it, which is funny because Jesse's like, oh, they're pointy, but I don't care. Like she's just having fun.
Yeah, they're swimming in like the little pink diamonds. They're just
Yeah,
having
yeah.
fun.
And but as Diancie tries to leave, the door is locked, and there's a girl with a chestnut that rescues her and then leaves. We don't find out anything else about her, so stay tuned. But sticky note her. And then Diancie leaves, runs into Ash and friends, and Diancie's like, "Oh yeah, they let me leave once I made them some diamonds, but they'll be disappointed." And we find out that Diancie still can't control her diamond powers, and her diamonds start to fade after a while. And then, of course, Team Rocket's sad. And then they go to sleep, but Diancie's awake, and then Ash is awake with her, and they have a nice little heart-to-heart moment where Ash sees a comet, is like, if you wish on a comet fast enough, your wish will come true. And then he's like, I wish that Diancie will master. Oh no, will make like the best diamonds ever, or something like that.
Yeah,
And then
basically he just wants her to succeed. He wishes for her success.
yeah. And then we jump to the next day. They're on a bus. And that's when Diancie is explaining that she needs to find Xerneas to help unlock her power with Xerneas' very aura, so that she can finally make a heart diamond and save her kingdom.
Yeah.
And help me out, Weeb Rabbit. Do they get attacked here?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay,
I
okay.
forget the order in the middle too. Honestly, they might have been on the bus first and then went to sleep, or
Yeah,
it's a bit iffy. But the
but
point is, there's a sleeping section, there's a bus section with exposition.
yes,
Not really sure which happens first.
and
The
then
point is, though, after that, they end up at a mall because if you remember, X and Y is based off of France, and French people, shopping is a huge thing, malls and stuff. So they go to the mall, and Diancie, I know, kind of wants to have fun because that's part of the thing. Diancie has like a big weight on her shoulders, but she wants to explore the world as well. And so the girls basically go, hey, let's go shopping, put your objective to the side for a while. Let's have some fun. And so they take her shopping, and it's a cute little montage where they're dressing up in all sorts of outfits, and Diancie feels like a princess because, it is a princess.
mm-hmm.
And I thought that was kind of fun. But as they're shopping and having fun, she notices some familiar Pokemon in the window. And at first we don't really know what she sees, I think. But then we find out that, once they get back to the group, back with the boys, we find out that it's her little entourage, that they're following her, and she's like, oh no, they found me, and she's freaking out, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then what's funny about it is that everybody thinks that they're part of the thieves because Diancie is scared of them. But then they meet up and they're like, no, we're here to protect Diancie. And they're like, what?
Yeah, that was funny.
And then they reveal that they've been traveling for months and that Diancie just one night just like slept
Saw
off.
the city in the distance, yeah.
Yeah. And then was just like, I'm gonna live my best life there, and then just like ran off.
And then after she ran to Ash and friends, exactly. That was pretty funny.
Yep.
Oh, and we'll go back to in a moment. The whole months thing. But yeah, as they are escaping from the mall, because Ash does like a whole thing where he helps Diancie escape from a little entourage. While that's happening, they also get attacked by the what do you call it? The ninja guy and the witch lady.
Yeah.
They're running through the woods, etc. That girl with the chestnut shows up again to help. She's like, hey, I'll distract them, get Diancie out of here. And once they run off, that's where we find out the whole thing about the months or whatever. And they go back to like their little kingdom. And at this point, we find out that, oh yeah, that thing earlier about the heart diamond failing? Yeah, it's failing now.
Yeah. like she was gone for so long that it just went kaput. And now she's like, oh no, I really should go find Xerneas now. And it's like, well, had you done that months ago? Which in defense of Diancie, she does say that that the fairy aura trail is hard to track, so it does take a while to find them.
Because apparently Xerneas moves around a lot or something.
Yeah. Xerneas is just like a rolling stone out here and just gathers no moss anywhere it goes. And yeah, no, it's just always traveling. But They do eventually just accidentally bump into Xerneas, coincidentally, and Xerneas uses its fairy aura and is like the power. And Xerneas, which is funny, because get this, Xerneas is like, yeah, I know you've been following me. I know what you want. Here, let me help you. And it's like, well, if you knew this whole time, then why the heck you been running? Like, why didn't you stay put? Or better yet,
Well, because Xerneas is busy doing Xerneas stuff. If you want
yeah.
a meeting with Xerneas, you need to put the effort in.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, oh man. But Xerneas does this thing and it's like, the power to do what you want is now with you. And then just dips out. And get this, that's when we find out, because the green girl and her dad show up. Which we
They
forgot to
never even
mention
mentioned her dad
earlier.
yet.
Yeah, we forgot to mention earlier. They're in this like flying
Blimp.
aircraft that can turn invisible, and they have Edge, Blade, and Aegislash,
Yeah.
and they're just keeping tabs on Diancie. We don't know why. It's portrayed as
All we
if they're
know
here to
is that
help.
I was just all we know is that after she helps it escape the clock tower, there's like a little scene where she's talking to her dad and she's like, "Oh, Diancie is safe," and he's like, "Oh, good," and they're like, "We'll keep an eye on it" or something.
Yeah. Um, And at that point, we find out that they're actually evil as well, and that they just wanted to steal Diancie, but only,
Once it was powerful.
yeah, which makes sense. If anything, they're the smartest out of the bunch because they're like, why would we want a defective Pokemon? Let's wait until it gets its power boost, and that's what they did.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
at this point, Team Rocket, the I was gonna say pirate, Team Rocket, the ninja guy, the witch lady, and the guy and his daughter, they all show up and they all want to, they're fighting because they want control of Diancie because like, oh, at this point it can make diamonds. It is at its full power. Let's steal it.
Yep. And in the process, which funnily enough, Team Rocket is like, yo, there's way too many people here. We're not getting involved in this. Like they just stand back because they're like, there's too many powerhouses here. But in the process, they actually managed to go to the forest where Yveltal's been sleeping, which we forgot to mention. In the prologue, the like wise Diancie mentioned that long ago when he was younger, he's the one who told Diance to find Xerneas because he was like, "Yo, Xerneas can help you boost power because this catastrophe was happening. Yveltal was destroying everything, but Xerneas saved us though." Which, interestingly enough, when they re-enter the forest and they see how like lush and vivid it is, vivacious, I don't know, whatever word I'm looking for. Um, Clement and Ash are talking about it, and he's like, maybe this is just a balance of nature. And then Ash is like, what? He was like, yeah, no, maybe this is just a balance of like life and destruction. Because now, look how bountiful the forest is now and all that. So that's just something to think about. We'll talk about that later. Um, but they do end up going into the pond or lake, whatever, where Yveltal is, and it's in its cocoon form, and it
And that's where the
awakens.
eponymous Cocoon of Destruction comes from.
Yes, Yveltal awakens, and the wise um, Carbink is like, "Yo, when Yveltal's awakened, it does like a judgment of purity and all that, and which basically means it just uses Oblivion Wing and like sucks the life out of everything."
Yeah, so it starts killing everything basically at this
Yeah,
point.
pretty much. And during the battle, the thieves' Pokemon get turned to stone. They get sad about it. And funnily enough, Diancie Mega Evolves, makes the big diamond to block the Oblivion Wing, and then that's it. Like it blocked it one time, and everyone was like, "That's a heart diamond." And then she's like, "All right, my job is done." And then transforms back and just like calls out to Xerneas. And Xerneas, we find out, is just like chilling like 3,000 miles away and has to make its way back here. But it does. It comes back. But hold on.
Let's see if
But
it's under
before that,
control.
but before
Oh.
that, I just want to mention during the process we see that the ninja and the witch, they just like fall in love because she's all sad
Yeah,
that her Pokemon are dead.
it's like they have like history or something. It's so weird.
Yeah, yeah. Like they're sad that their Pokemon are dead. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, let's get out of here," and then Yveltal kills them, which is kind of funny and sad at the same time. But Xerneas shows up. It like has a heart to heart with Yveltal, helps it calm down, and Yveltal's like, "All right, cool," and then it leaves. And in the process, Xerneas turns into a tree because it decided that it's going to give life back to this area. And and at that point, Diancie and everybody else goes back to their kingdom. Diancie makes a heart diamond. The kingdom's revived, and Bonnie gives the first diamond that Diancie made. That because Diancie did make a diamond, and Bonnie's like, "Oh, it's so pretty. Can I keep it?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, but
It'll probably
it's
disappear. Same as like the Team Rocket ones.
yeah, it'll probably disappear." But it was still there, so Bonnie gave it back, and Diancie holds it up and is like, "I will always cherish this." And we see that it was actually a megastone.
Yeah.
So so that's the movie. Like we said, it's honestly it's a pretty solid movie. Pacing's good, antagonists are good. The personification of like Diancie and like the Carbink is pretty nice as well.
Hmm.
I'll let Weeb Rabbit take over since this is the first movie for a long time that he's enjoyed, so I'll step back.
Yeah, so basically, kind of as Terrific was saying, I think this is the first one in a while that I've enjoyed. I feel a lot of them were just kind of like stuff happened or nothing really happened, if that makes sense. It just felt very like A to B, that's it. This one I liked though. I thought it had lots of good moments. For to start from the top, I actually really liked Diancie. I thought it had like a fun personality. I feel like other, legendaries in some of these past movies, they either don't really have personality or there's some that are kind of just like bratty, just so they kind of like fight with Ash. It's like, haha, it's supposed to be funny, but I just think it's kind of annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one, I like Diancie. Diancie's cute. I like how they do establish right at the beginning that it's like a very like naive and like playful, and she doesn't really take her role of princess seriously. So it's kind of fun to see how she goes from like not really taking her role seriously to okay at the end she kind of is like okay I really need to like buckle down, save my kingdom, etc. So that's kind of like a little bit of a character arc. I thought that was cute. Um, I like definitely Ash's companions for this season. This the XY. I think they're way better than the last one. I find Iris and Killen, whatever his name is, I
Hmm.
find them to be very annoying. Iris is just very, oh, you're acting like a kid. She's always butting heads with Ash for no reason. Like it's kind of annoying. Like I feel like she just looks for conflict, which is stupid. And then the other guy, he's just like watered down Brock. Like he also cooks, but that's all
Hmm.
he does. He just cooks. On the other hand, Serena, Clement, and Bonnie, I think they're fun. Serena, very girly. She kind of, balances out some of the, Ash being kind of like a hothead boy. She kind of balances that out a little bit. So yeah, I think that's kind of fun. And she has like the whole crush on Ash. So that's kind of cute. Clement, I love that he's like an inventor. So he always has some sort of invention or something nerdy going on. I think it's pretty fun. And then Bonnie, I think it's cute that she kind of becomes the Brock, but not how you think, where she's like hitting on people. Instead, she's always trying to look for like a girlfriend for her brother, which I think is like kind of cute. So even in
Hmm.
the movie, there's like a part where there's like this girl that's really strong, and she's like, "Miss, will you like look after my brother and like become his bride?" And like it kind of works, honestly. I think it actually is funny. It
Yeah.
doesn't come off as cringe as you think. It actually comes out as kind of funny. It's just this little girl just being funny. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, like she's like the ultimate wingman for her brother. So
Yeah, it comes off as cute instead of like cringy. So, yeah, just the chemistry between these characters is way better than last season. So, really enjoyed that. Um, I like the visuals. I thought the visuals for this movie were really good. I thought it had plenty of fights. That's something that a lot of them have been like missing, like little fights and people using powers and that sort of thing.
hmm.
Here, I feel like those fights and there was, Pokemon showing off their moves and stuff, which we had kind of been missing.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
thought that was really well done. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought that, had moments that you can kind of like, how do you say, like it had specific moments like, the intro where we meet Diancie and then, the part with Ash, he's helping
Hmm.
Diancie. And then, the part where they're bonding by like the lake at night and then
Yeah,
like the little
yeah.
mall sequence is fun. And then it had like different scenes, it felt like there was actual progression.
Yes, and it
And
seemed
then
like every scene mattered in some way, either towards character development or the plot. Like there wasn't really anything that was like, okay, why is this here? This should have been cut. This just wastes time, you know what I mean? Or just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
distracting from the plot.
Yeah, and then I like the villains because that was totally terrific. I thought it was kind of fun how in every movie there always seems to be like some sort of like this researcher, professor, an ancestor, something that they always know about the legendary and they're trying to protect it. And here I like how they kind of give us a curveball where you think that that girl with the chestnut and her dad, you think that's their role. You think they're here to protect Diancie. And then when they show up and they're like, nah, we were just here like to have it for our own gain. We're just waiting for it to like be power up or whatever. I'm like, oh, that was a good little twist. I didn't see that coming. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
And what I also like, which is what I sticky noted from earlier, is just Ashton Clement's conversation about the forest and about what Yveltal's doing. Because, on the surface it looks as if, oh yeah, look, Yveltal's just destroying everything, like, yeah, what a jerk. But I mean, Clement brought up a very valid point. Like, while yes, Yveltal did destroy the forest and like suck the life out of everything, it's almost as if it made everything better, which actually makes sense because, if you do controlled burning, you're burning down all the dead stuff so that you can put the nutrients back into the ground so that what was I gonna say? So that, things can grow better for the next season. And they kind of put that out there, like, yeah, maybe Yveltal isn't all bad and it does some good, especially when it's balanced out by Yveltal, because Xerneas and Yveltal are the life and death Pokemon,
Exactly.
essentially, because Xerneas gives life and Yveltal takes life for the most part. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
just
that
like
makes
that. I like
them
that
that
concept.
makes them some of the more interesting legendaries in a while, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Because, before, like, we've had legend, like Mewtwo was just a powerful Pokemon, Lugia was the guardian of the sea, Ho was like the guardian of the skies, um, um, Groudon, Kyogre, gods of like the land and the sea, and then we get the time, space, and like antimatter trio, the god of Pokemon. But this one's more of a, like, I don't know. It's just interesting to see the whole life and death aspect. And
Yeah, I
honestly,
was just saying the last time that I think they were interesting was the whole time and space and
yeah, yeah.
antimatter and all that. I thought that was pretty interesting, but that was a few generations ago. The last
Hmm.
one, there wasn't really any of that interesting. It's like, oh, here's that they represent justice.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. We have the Swords of Justice, which, okay, you know what, fair enough. But then the overarching legendaries, Zekrom and Reshiram, are just represent truth and ideals. Like, I get it. It's nice to have legendaries represent abstract concepts, but what does that even mean? How do you just represent truth and ideals though?
Yeah, and then
But
Genesix was just like an ancient bug.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, so
I
once again, I just like that black and white. I feel like it kind of stumbled a lot with some of its themes and a lot of stuff. So I think it's cool that here they kind of pick it back up. Where like, yeah, the idea of like life and destruction and these legendaries representing it in that balance, pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I actually kind of wish we saw more of that. I wish we saw more of Yveltal when it wasn't just rampaging, but I
Yeah,
guess
exactly.
that I don't really have anything else unless you do.
No, not really. All I was gonna say is that yeah. So as you can see, we enjoyed the movie. I'd say it's the best in a while. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy any of the Gen 5 ones. I'm trying to remember the last time I really enjoyed one. I can't even remember, honestly.
Hmm.
Maybe like the Deoxys one. Is that the last one we kind of liked? The Deoxys one, maybe?
I think you liked the Deoxys one. I was kind of like meh about it.
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But as you can see, this is like the first one we've liked like in quite a while, and I thought it was fun. Like I said, the legendary they follow has a fun personality. The characters this season, have more chemistry. The bad guys were interesting. There was like some twists here and there. The theming was really good. There was fun little fights and scenes. The progress was good. So yeah, overall, I would give this one like a like two thumbs up or whatever. I enjoyed it. So it was
Yeah.
nice to finally get back to a movie that's like, it was a
Yes.
nice experience.
Yes. And like always, go ahead and tell the people what movie we'll be doing the next time.
Alrighty, so we just covered Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, and next time we're doing the second. So we're moving on to movie 2 out of 3 for Gen 6, and the next one is Hoopa and the Clash of Ages.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I think this is one that I remember liking. So
Yeah, hopefully. I kind of think I remember it being cool, but we'll have to see though. But yeah, I
yes.
did remember it being kind of cool. Yeah.
Yes, but You know the drill, people. Check out Weeb Rabbit's channel. He is like, since the last time we recorded, my man is like blown up out here. Like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, people. Yeah, no, he's got a lot of cool stuff he's been doing. Check it out. If you don't, I will break your kneecaps as
Oh,
soon as I'm
jeez.
better. But you know the drill. Comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you did not enjoy, well, I would say hit the dislike button, but YouTube got rid of it. Well, they didn't get rid of it, but now it doesn't matter because we don't see the values of it. So leave a nasty comment. Let me know. Well, not nasty. Leave a constructive criticism comment, letting me know what we can do better. And with that, I will see you in the next Pokemon movie analysis. Bye.
Later.